The NFL season is upon us, and with each season, people love to get bold and spicy with their football takes. Some are outlandish and have a low probability of happening, others are more calculated and have a greater chance of coming to fruition. In either case, you need to back up your claims with some valid statistical analysts. So here are 10 bold predictions for fantasy football that will shock you. Number 1. Joe Mixon finishes as a top 3 running back. Starting off with a player many people are disgusted with is always fun, but hear me out. Mixon's situation is different from past years. First, Giovanni Bernard is no longer with the Bengals. This means Mixon will finally receive a 3-down role for the first time in his career. Head coach Zach Taylor isn't shy about giving Mixon a large workload either. Mixon averaged 27 touches in his last 3 games before missing the rest of the season with a foot injury. Number 2, Clyde Edwards-Helaire outscores every rookie/sophomore running back. I've actually had this prediction before the unfortunate season-ending injuries to Cam Akers and J.K. Dobbins, so this might not seem as outlandish now. However, Clyde is still getting drafted behind Jonathan Taylor, Antonio Gibson, and rookie Najee Harris. There are cases for all those players, but Edwards-Helaire can outproduce them all. Edwards-Helaire had a solid rookie season, totaling 1,100 scrimmage yards in only 13 games. The Chiefs bolstered their offensive line this offseason, which is great news for the second-year rusher. He averaged a solid 4.4 yards per carry last year behind an average offensive line. His receiving involvement in this preseason also helps this case. They want to get CEH the ball more in space as pass catching is the best skill set. Edwards-Helaire has double-digit touchdowns in the offseason. While he wasn't great at the goal line last year, that was more because of the offensive line. He has top 5 running back upside if combining boosted receiving involvement with better red zone efficiency. Number 3, Calvin Ridley produces 2,000 plus receiving yards. Calvin Johnson set the record with 1,946 receiving yards in 2012. It'll be hard for anyone to beat that, but Ridley can this season. Julio Jones is now on the Titans, and while the Falcons drafted stud tight end Kyle Pitts, Ridley will be a lock for 160 plus targets. His per game averages without Jones are nothing short of amazing. 7.3 receptions, 107 receiving yards, 0.4 touchdowns, 11.1 targets, prorated over 17 games. Those numbers round out to 124 receptions, 1,819 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns, and 189 targets. Elite. Number 4, Bengals wide receiver trio all finished with 1,000 receiving yards. The Bengals dynamic trio of T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Tyler Boyd are all extremely talented and have the ability to put up good numbers this year. Each of them getting over 1,000 receiving yards will be tough, but it's doable with 17 games. Only 5 teams in NFL history have had 3,000 plus yard receivers in a single season: 1980 Chargers, 1989 Washington, 1995 Falcons, 2004 Colts, and 2008 Cardinals. Barring injuries, we can see the Bengals next on the list. Number 5, Kyler Murray posts 4,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards. There have been a lot of great quarterbacks in NFL history. We've seen great running quarterbacks like Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson make defenses look silly. However, no quarterback has ever pulled off 4,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards in a single season. Number 6, Justin Fields and Trey Lance finish at QB1 once they start. The preseason games have given fantasy managers a glimpse of the upside Fields and Lance possess. Quarterbacks who can run the ball at a high clip have a better chance at finishing as QB1s. While both rookies struggle at times, the rushing ability will help propel them to a QB1 finish anyway. At number 7, Kyle Pitts break every rookie tight end record. Pitts is the most hyped rookie tight end ever, for good reason too. He is a wide receiver play in the tight end position, and his size advantages and speed are unfair. That said, rookie tight ends seldom produce well. Evan Ingram had the last solid rookie season, but even he wasn't anything special. At number 8, Derrick Henry finishes outside the top 6 running backs. Now hear me out, I love Henry. He's a fantastic running back and is arguably the NFL's best rusher. However, history is against him following his 2,000-yard season in 2020. Here's a list of running backs to rush for 2,000 yards in a season: Barry Sanders, O.J. Simpson, Eric Dickerson, Terrell Davis, Jamal Lewis, Chris Johnson, Adrian Peterson. Historic players, and Henry joined them last season. At number 9, Austin Eckler joins 1,000 rushing, 1,000 receiving club. Eckler is one of the NFL's most dynamic players. His pass catching prowess is second to none, and he is hyper efficient running the ball. I believe this is the year he joins an exclusive club of players who record 1,000 rushing and 1,000 receiving yards in the same season. The only 3 players that accomplish this feature Roger Craig, Marshall Faulk, and Christian McCaffrey. At number 10, Laviska Shenault finishes as a top 20 wide receiver. Shenault is narrowly getting drafted outside the top 40 wide receivers at wide receiver 41 ADP. The Jaguars have great weapons all around their offense. DJ Chark and Marvin Jones join Shenault in the receiver room. and James Robinson will lead the backfield this preseason, collecting 88 catches in 15 games. That's the upside Shenault possesses. Well guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Sports Source, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thanks for watching.